Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to present to you and formally introduce Bob, Cos, and Arthur, the Play No Games podcast.
It's your favorite podcast. When we talk about real life and exchange a few laughs, we sticking to our path. When you find understanding, just know that will never last. We ain't here to play no games.
What's poppin', you guys?
The world
it's
is getting crazy, and now we know we gotta be the change.
And we're back for another live installment. So if you haven't, like, comment, subscribe. It does us such a solid. And if you don't do it, if you're not black this month, you hate black people. So if you don't hate black people, subscribe.
Wow. Also, be sure to donate as well. But outside of that, like every week, we like to play a game here.
Oh, damn.
So, Cartier Bob, what do you know? Plot. What are you not playing the games about?
Oh, okay. We're going straight to it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, man. I thought you was going to do that shit that you did the cost. I was like, damn.
Oh, no. I know. It's just, yeah.
What? Anywho, what I'm playing on games about, you know what I'm playing on games about? And I think the Backstreet critics will appreciate this one, is I'm playing on games about the Peanuts. They're finally, because shout out Black History Month, they finally are making a movie off of a viral meme. So get this. So do you remember this meme of the Peanuts and like the black characters on the other side of like the Thanksgiving table and all the characters on the other side?
Yeah.
So they're making a movie about how that was wrong and how he can sit all together with everybody.
I don't know how I feel about that because it almost feels like some token, like, I gotta see a trailer because I like how you describing it. Damn near sounds like some tokenizing shit where they're like, okay, well here's your plate. Like
pretty much that's what the video. That's what the I'll try to have it. The picture was literally that.
Okay,
and they're righting the wrong. And the reason why I'm playing no games about that is the company that I want to build for us is that kind of a place where it's kind of like, hey, we not say everything right or do anything right, but being able to like, all right, we can right this wrong. And It's a story about how the Peanuts should have let him sit at the table all together and not on that bullshit. So that was pretty dope to me. Here, I'm gonna show you a picture.
All right. While you doing that, you want me to go into my bit? Or?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I play no games about. I feel as though, in all seriousness, when I say this, if I take the best version of Gerald Green on NBA 2K, I swear to you, 1-on-1, he could beat Kevin Durant.
Are we talking about in 2014 or
2K14? Gerald Green is the greatest. Other than maybe 2K13, Andre Iguodala, those two with 14 LeBron James might be the greatest active NBA players to ever be on that game. Like Gerald Green, honestly, like when you describe his game, it's low-key some my player, like career player shit. He 6'7", can jump out the gym, got a strap. And you know with 2K, as long as you got like decent agility, your handle don't gotta be like too crazy on that motherfucker. Because like as soon as you get around somebody's shoulder and get a foot in the paint, like anything can happen.
The funny thing about it is the reason why I know about this version of Gerald Green is like when I was like knee deep in like being good at 2K, like it was Eric Bledsoe, Gerald Green. I'm trying to remember that Suns team.
Goran Dragic.
Bro,
Jared Dudley was on that team.
What's his name? TJ. Oh, I play like TJ
Warren.
That's who I play like.
He's streaky.
TJ
Warren streaky as hell, but yeah, he slick like slept on like ass bucket, but yeah.
So here's my thing. I knew as soon as the regular Suns went out and a person like, or they inserted Gerald Green in the starting lineup, I knew bullshit was going down. Yeah. Like he was a fucking problem.
Bro, you know who high key, just a shout out, hometown hero and my boy as well, is hella slept on. And like that version of him, I would like hold weight with anybody. T. Ross. It's low-key on some Gerald Green shit. Like, these two niggas that could jump out the gym and got a strap, bro. Like, you could use them for anything.
That was when he won the dunk contest.
And he dropped 53, I believe. I would believe it was 53 that year.
Ooh, I want to know. I think I remember the team who it was.
We did against?
Yeah.
I already know. I'll tell you.
Fuck.
was the Clippers.
Clippers? Damn.
Yeah.
I was still in the East. Fuck.
It was his second year. He was playing with Toronto still.
Yep. Definitely knew he was still playing Toronto to win that game.
I actually think he still might have the scoring high in a game.
Fact Dragon. T. Ross's scoring high.
No, not his scoring high. What's the scoring high for the Toronto Raptors in the game? In the history of their franchise.
History franchise. Interesting. I'll just say this. It's almost kind of like when you're a pro at something, you speak the language of pros. So like when people made adjustments in 2K14, 15 with people you're like, all right, this nigga always he's gonna do R1 and it's gonna heads, he's gonna flare and run all the plays. You just know.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast like time went by since then. Because what was that shit? Oh, come up on 10 years now. But speaking on a lot of time going by, we're approaching a very important anniversary this upcoming Saturday in the hip hop and rap genre space, and that being for the release of Kanye West's debut album, The College Dropout. In general, I would say, Rob, that was like one of the most impactful albums on my life. I'm 8 going on 9 at the time. It was one of the first albums I bought with my own money. Went up to the store, was like, hey, bro, let me get that. And this is like a huge shift in rap culture at the time, because throughout the late 80s to early 2000s, you have more gangster rap dominating the mainstream atmosphere between, like, you got NWA, that transitions to like early to like mid-Pac, Big as well. DMX and Jay dominated the late 90s. Of course, like, you have your Eminem, who was like the peak of it, but just within this centralized rap culture, those guys, and then you transition into 50, and then you get this guy who's wearing, polo sweaters and, these colorful pants and, rocking ties and stuff. And it was like, who's this weirdo backpack rapper? But he created a space and a lane for guys. And like now from that, you get these offspring guys who, I'm not gonna say like they're his sons, but it creates a lane for a Kid Cudi, for a J. Cole, for a Drake, who, you had guys like Common who, were in the game before Ye, but typically those guys weren't the man in rap. And this is the first time we actually see that. So let me ask you this, bro.
Before we do that, we got a fact.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Drew.
I'm sorry. I do not have a mic. I'm also sorry for interrupting.
No, you good.
The most scored game was on February 2nd, 2021 against the Magic. Or
That gotta be a team. All right, go ahead. My bad. No, catch you off.
4 points.
Who the fuck did that?
Yeah, and I guess Fred Van Fleet.
Wow.
Oh,
Freddie V.
What the fuck?
Is the highest scoring Raptors player
Ain't
Freddie
that-
V.
and also dropped the most points in that game.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's nasty as hell.
Freddie V.
And for 2 different sides.
Hey,
Yeah, no, I slick remember that, but that's nasty as hell.
hey, Fact Dragon can be like, hey, you can't correct me. I got the facts.
That's nasty. That's hey, for real.
You could plug. Y'all could have plugged one in.
But back to our conversation now, bro. Let me kick it back to you, because you were a little bit older than me when the album dropped. Can you remember, first hearing it? I guess my question would be, what were your thoughts on the album then, and like 20 years removed now, like how do you feel about the project now?
One, I think I just want to really start things off by just saying that when it comes to like music reviews and things like that, I'm just a consumer. Like, I take no moral, like, I'm up here, I have all these great takes. I just want to talk about music as I consume.
Yep.
And I feel like I want to leave that to the other people. I know you're in that lane. That's why I love having you on the show, because we get to talk about music, but I'm just a consumer of the music I enjoy. And I think the best place for me just to even start with this album is how I got introduced to Kanye. And this was one of the albums that I got introduced to, but it was like more in like Lucy form. Like, you got the slow jams, you got the interludes, you were like, slave shits, where it's kind of like, all right. And then like finally sitting down to like listen to it from cover to cover, where it's kind of like, I just remember my first time hearing a Kanye West song, like at one of my, friends at that time place, and we're playing Pokemon Stadium, and it's Through the Wire, and we're like, hey, did you hear about Kanye car accident? I'm like, cool, and it's just kind of like, even Through the Wire, even though it's just kind of like I felt that we're like, I'll say this, and I'll end with this. I think as a musical artist, people can feel timeless music. Like when he filmed that, we were there with him.
Yeah.
So I just felt that through the waves of how it was burned on the CD from LimeWire.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, bro, how, certain music and just like with art in general, it kind of creates a timestamp within our lives. Like I remember exactly where I was when I bought that CD for the first time, and going through it and hearing spaceships to, All Falls Down, Through the Wire, and Jesus Walks. And these are some songs that I literally cannot write this story of rap without mentioning some of these tracks. And it's just crazy to me how even 20 years removed, the music still sounds timeless and doesn't sound too dated. Whereas if I pull up some, and there's no disrespect to them, but You're a Jerk by the New Boys, that sounds all right. This sounds like some 2008 shit. Whereas you're stupid.
I'm sorry.
But I could play All Falls Down now in a club, and people will still rock to, or slow jams. Actually, that's actually a better example. It still is gonna get.
They don't play it enough.
Probably right. But it still resonates with folks, and he could if he felt like touring just that album this summer, I'm buying a ticket. I know damn well plenty of people will as well.
Not to go too much of a side tangent, but I think if he, okay, I'm not gonna do.
Don't do what I think you're gonna do, but I'm not gonna cut you off.
Please cut me off. I would say if he stuck to that,
it's not possible.
I know it's not possible, but I think if he stuck to that, I think that would help mend a lot of the stuff that's going on with him. We're today, and this, I heard about this today, how he can't get in any arena besides, United Nations. We're still
the United Center.
United Center, yeah, because no one else wants to deal with the Kanye shit.
I don't know about that, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a strained relationship with the Mercedes Dome in Atlanta, because how that whole ordeal happened when he was playing Donda, and I think it was might have been living there. Don't quote me on that.
I think it was.
But it's still, I don't know. I'll look into a report with you later, but even if it's if it's not a full-on stadium, but just an arena size, people are still gonna come out. It's still at the end of the day. To your point, in terms of him going back into that pocket, that's something that I try not to do with artists, because I wouldn't ask you to go back to being the 10 or 10-year-old Rob I met when we were kids, because he's just with that analogy, he's in a different space in his life between getting married, getting divorced, getting remarried, having kids, and I'm not gonna say the grind isn't there, but just the vantage point of how you live, the stuff you purchase, and everything else has changed, along with just the landscape and the soundscape of music is completely different. You really don't hear people and sampling soul records like that heavy. What's the last album you heard where you heard as many skits throughout the project as you did on that? And I actually, years removed now, I kind of hate hearing the skits, and even when I have it in my Apple Music library, I delete them just because I feel all right, why is D-Ray Davis talking for a minute and a half, bro? Let's get to the next song.
I'm actually going to give you some pushback, and not about the skits, but more or less about the changing piece, where it's kind of when I think about Kanye as the person, right? Because I want to do my best to I gotta stop saying that. I want to do my best to stay on the music.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of hard because what he's been doing takes away from that, where it's almost to the sense of we have to separate
the music from the man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where for me, I've helped so many people, but at the same time, not to use the Dave Chappelle thing where he was all right, he saves a lot of people, but he, grapes, that whole Dave Chappelle joke where it's kind of I guess I'm saying that when it is. So it's just tough. What I really want to say is not to be long winded is when I'm saying to go back to that is the care. He, in my opinion, has a warped version of caring when he was putting that together. Because now I want to wrap in the skits. One skit that was very powerful that stayed with me is like the degrees. We're like, oh, now I have all these degrees. We're like, I'm not getting those in Donda. I'm not getting those or like that realness of the situation that's going on in our culture because he started off trying to move our culture. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can get that, but also this is like my canvas and what I want to paint at this certain setting because like while that's real, I'm speaking when I say I'm speaking as if I'm Ye. I can say that's real to you, but me making a record like Real Friends, that like was my actual situations I'm dealing with my cousin, strained relationships with other people around me where I feel like they're changing up on me, and that can be just as real to me as speaking on some of the other stuff.
Do not disagree at all. It's just when you decide to become a hero, you have to look at life differently. All I'm saying is we have LeBron has standards different from an Evan Fournier.
Now, did I decide to become a hero or did I decide to become an artist and y'all made me a hero?
Ooh, now that
because I'm that old Barkley ad. I am not a role model.
I respect. Lots of people get on KD, but when KD said I'm not a leader, my expectations for him shifted. Where I'm like, all right, I'm not going to associate the things to him, but we are cooking him. We're cooking him because he's not taking over. But once again, we're not. I don't want to go too far. Yeah. But I agree with I like. That's why. Not TNT. What do you call it?
Inside the NBA.
That's why Inside the NBA is so fun because we're getting the real of like how the dudes in the locker room should be reacting, mixed in with age, wisdom. Where we're talking about a maturing, right? Ooh, I love it. Okay, so like when Inside the NBA started, like young, they were wild. We loved it. Even with them maturing, timeless time sitting learning about basketball, and it still all makes sense when we look at the body of work of what he's done. Even though things have changed for Ernie and all of them, but it's still the core of them there, and I think that is what the part that's missing.
I feel you. Just to like tie this up a little bit and then get back to the music, I'll say this though. The part I do struggle with in terms of like Ye, where I definitely see how you or like other people could say that, based off the music he put out, he kind of stepped into a space of being a leader or, a hero in Black culture. Ye to me is very sporadic in his thought process. And, when people say like, oh, Ye's changed, he's always been kind of a microcosm of what he is now. It's just, to me, he has a larger platform. Like the guy who is spazzing and ranting in 2018, 2017, that's the same nigga that went up at the VMAs and said, I can't remember, don't quote me on it, but basically said Taylor Swift stole Beyonce's award for Single Ladies. And then also went to the Grammys after his first year dropping the album and said, everybody's worried what I was going to do if I didn't win Album of the Year. I guess we'll never know. Like it's the same dude. Subject matter just changed a little bit because he started getting around Christian Louboutin and all these different designers, and that's a different language that I can't speak. But back to the music though. Let me ask you this: in terms of his discography, where would you say College Dropout ranks?
Top three
behind or around what?
Dark Twisted Fantasy, number one, and then I Like Graduation.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, it's not crazy, but I understand it. See, to me, bro, it's tricky because this is a very nostalgic project for me. I'd probably have it top 4 or 5. To me, Late Registration is his best project
I could have them mixed up. Is late registration? Does that one have I Wonder on it?
No, that's graduation.
Okay, so I am
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, bet. I know my shit. Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. No. But yeah, late registration would probably be his best project to me personally. It has a good balance of stuff that's like commercially appealing. To me, honestly, probably his best writing on that album. And it feels as though like it's a more mature version of the College Dropout thematically. College Dropout though is a very, very elite project. Like to me, honestly, outside it, like taking it a little bit in a larger scope outside of Ye, I would say it's probably like a top 10 debut album in rap history. And the only ones I for sure have over it would probably be Doggy Style, Get Rich or Die Trying, Ready to Die, Reasonable Doubt, and then depending on what day you ask me, the documentary by Game. But it's probably like a toss up between one or two with those. But it's like flirting in that top 5, top 6. But it's definitely one of them ones. And you know, like to say like 20 years removed, he's just left a legacy of great music. Like you can't write the story of fuck rap. You can't write the story of music without mentioning Kanye West. So, you know, kudos to you for everything you've done and contribute to the culture.
Oh, yeah. 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 I just think of what people will continually say now, because we literally have grown up with his kids, and now I'm just curious what his kids are going to think. But, like, you know, that's just, I think just trying our best, people, removing the things he said. But what he literally just said is without some of what Kanye has done, we wouldn't have some of the music that we like literally like enjoy. He's inspired so many people too, you know.
Facts. Like I said, like between like Cole, Big Sean, Drake, Wale, like every backpack rapper you could think of, like they all do in some respects and need to, if they don't, tip their cap to Ye for knocking that door down. And you know, it took, I know this don't have nothing to do with College Dropout, but when he went head up with 50 with that rollout for Graduation versus Curtis, there was a lot of people who didn't think he could hold his own. Granted, he did sell like 800K first week with late registration, but you know, 50 was that guy at that time. And you have like this juxtaposition of this gangster rapper who, you know, he has his own video game, has his movie, been shot, has his street credibility, whereas, you know, I'm just this, I'm not gonna say nerd, but you know, I'm just, you know,
no, he was a nerd.
Yeah, he was like he was a nerd who liked art and stuff from Southside Chicago.
Literally exposed us to like anime like early on, and like was cool about it. Like yes, he's been a part of the, like he has shaped so much of culture. Like you got to give it to him on that.
Facts. But no, once again, thank you, Ye, for everything you did and continue to do, and just, you know, hopefully you could shore some things up in your personal life, not to get in your business. I will say this before we close this part out.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you. I think if Tupac lives another 20 years, this is close to what he looks like.
talking about discography.
No, personal, like as far as his personal life.
Oh yeah, what Jada was spinning probably got a Costco sample. Yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah,
Just cause like I'm not a huge Gemini person. I mean, I'm not a huge Zodiac person, but they like kind of mirror each other with like certain characteristic traits, like just the sporadic behavior, like being prone to violence at certain times, or not even violence, but just like aggressive behavior. Like I know you probably remember that iconic scene where Pac's in the middle of the street and he has that Detroit Red Wings jersey on, and he ends up spitting on the cameraman. Like doing that in 2024, you're cooked.
Done.
Yeah.
And then spitting on somebody's kind of weak.
Yeah, thing is, like, unfortunately, you know, God rest his dead. He died at 25, so we don't get to see like what the next 20 years are for him.
Yeah.
Whereas with Ye, we're seeing everything played out in real time, and this is in a state of social media where, you know, everybody got no respect, but like one needs to record everything.
Yeah. I guess I also want to share that same sentiment too as well when it comes to him. Yeah, like people are just waiting for people to just like fail and implode. Where like, you know, sometimes you gotta wish the best for certain people, and like for him, like we just gotta hope that he gets better for not just for the music. I think I was listening to one of my podcasts I listened to, shout out to Flagrant Podcast, and it had Russ on there. And I was listening to a little bit of Russ and how like the music industry like changes.
Yeah, he still make music. I ain't heard his name in a while. I'm not being funny. Like, I'm being like,
I don't even know, but like, but when it comes to like Russ, right, where he was just talking about how the music industry like changes people and the influence of like him just even saying. And this is off what I was watching on the podcast. Future doesn't even drink lean. Like, he's doing that because it sells. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe.
The thing is with that, and it definitely does change people. And I'm sure, you know, with people you know, you could attest to this. The thing with Future with that thing, specifically, I'm pretty sure he may sip. It's just the frequency that you might get listening to his music. There's no way you could be a fully functioning human being and sip and pop pills as much as like people may perceive he does.
Wait. Can we get a close up and look in the camera? Say that for people.
There's no way possible that you could sip lean. Oh, bro, come on. Bro, what's up with y'all, man? Like, is today somebody's Friday? Like, what y'all on, bro?
I'm so sorry for the people who can't see this.
Bro,
pause.
Bro, that was crazy. But back to what I was saying, though. Based off of the perception that people may get listening to Future's music, there's no way you could sip lean and pop pills as much as people may think he does and record as much music as he does at that high of a frequency with the quality he does.
Thank you. And it's just literally that just...
Bro, like...
Did
I
I tell you?
I need a raise. I
swear
to God, I need a raise.
Did I tell you? And...
Hell no. Whoa. Hey, yo.
Whoa. We're going there. You looked up the Drake shit, didn't you?
Fast forward. Kick it back to Rob off some music stuff.
Do you have any more?
I don't have anything.
You have any more? Yes,
actually, no, I'll say this.
Yeah.
One last thing with the Ye album. If there was a few things I could change about it, 20 years removed, I'll cut some of them skits. New workout plan. Gotta go. I don't know what he was thinking making that shit. Last Call is entirely too long. It's like a 15-minute song. Trim that down. I love it, but you gotta trim it down some. And then I can't remember. I had the track list in my head, like track by track. The first song with Most Def on it, cut that.
Wow. Okay.
It's kind of funny timing just because everything that I'm not an OVO angel, but
OVO angel.
No, I've heard that before.
Okay,
niggas be trying to call me OVO tag.
Ew, yeah. That's no.
Yeah, like
you gotta take that lunch money when they say that.
Yeah,
damn. I'm actually just gonna say this too as well. I wouldn't change anything. For me personally, because once again, musically, I'm just gonna stay in my lane because I appreciate you encouraging. Like, all right, you were just like, just everyone be reminded of the album, and I spent today, and I spent yesterday and today just like really like getting into it. I would say get rid of like a couple of the skits in the beginning. I think that was D-Ray. But like the skit that really stuck out to me was the Degrees. Okay. And that really is like, you talking about that timeless stuff.
Yeah.
I really don't think that was such a gem, because I know so many people who talk about degrees this, and it's kind of like, you're gonna die with that. That's it. Like, live your life. Where like we get so caught up in this rat race, and that's why I kind of like love the album, because like it touched on so many different things where I'm like, I wouldn't want to change too much, except for a couple skits.
You like New Workout Plan?
Yeah.
So you could do without it then.
It's whatever.
So it could go.
It's whatever.
It could go.
It's
cool, bro.
It's fine.
It could go, bro.
It's fine.
You want working out?
Stop it. I don't need you singing that. Okay. Noted. At this time, we're gonna take a break and we're gonna do a quick commercial. What's up, you guys? Valentine's Day is almost here, and you know what's crazy? I'm about to show you something scary. Okay, don't clip this. Okay, your boy need a haircut. Dang. You know, and the best place to get a haircut is from my barber, Mike Cage, Barber God. Awards out the yin yang, annuals, sponsorships, and just a solid guy. So if you're needing a fresh lineup, Mike Cage at Influential Grooming, that's where he's at. And there's other hosts of great barbers, but once again, Mike Cage. If you know, when you want to see somebody special, you just can't look like a ragamuffin. And you know, I'm gonna show you again. The line, the cowlicks. But you know, I'm gonna call my boy Mike. He gonna get me right, and he gonna give me that Travis Kelce. I mean, you know, I'm just playing. Now he's gonna get me right and get me with a nice fade. But once again, Mike Cage, located at Influential Grooming. Please book him.
Okay.
You're gonna need the mic. No, we don't.
Nope. Let me get this lined up. Okay. Back up. Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Good job. We're back. Oh my goodness. You know, keeping things short and simple. You know, last topic of the day. As y'all know, I am CB, you know, the relationship guy. Cartier guy gave me them love bracelets, and I'm not gonna lie, we started the year off strong, but I'm getting, you know, more and more sad. I'm like, aliens, come please level the population.
Why you sad, bro?
I'm sad because a lot of people's milestones right now are divorced. Like, they're expecting to be divorced.
People doing it?
People are doing this. So this comes from, let me pull this up. Work it out. Now it's stuck in my, oh my gosh.
Bro, stop.
Sorry. Comes from eggshells. I can't pronounce shit.
All right, so you put your finger on the screen and then you sound it out slowly.
Axis. This comes from Axis, and as of recently, divorce in America is on the rise. And more from this research, millennials are looking forward to having that. And I guess, you know, I'm not going to play, you know, the entire clip or anything of that manner, but just the sheer numbers of what that was on there just made me just kind of like, just like sad that people are anticipating a marriage or relationship not working. Mm-hmm. And like, let's have a party about it.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be like, relationships end and that's natural, but anticipating it is just harmful.
Yeah, no, for sure. I can't say I personally have seen too many people like have a divorce party in my own, like, you know, personal intermediate circle. I have heard of them per se. But I will say this, typically when I hear people celebrate divorce, it's usually due to a very, for lack of better words, toxic marriage or toxic situation, whether it be due to domestic violence, infidelity, or some other factor. So in that respect, I can understand that, just getting a loved one out of a, you know, harmful environment. I think in general, though, divorce shouldn't be something that's celebrated. You know, I may be coming from a place of privilege with this. My parents are celebrating their 30th anniversary this summer. So with that, I hold marriage very near and dear to my heart, as far as, you know, it being a holy union where, you know, you're making a commitment to another person in that respect. So with that, I will say just due to not sound cliche. I think the influence of social media has made people think that there's more options that there actually are in the world. And typically that's more so within relationships. Like I have so many friends that just in our relationships left and right. Like, bro, have you ever really sat down to actually like work through something? Because like no relationship is going to always be peaches and cream.
You know, like one of the most like standout things about you is literally like when we've talked and like passed by each other, like one of the most proudest things you've always talked about is your folks being together. Mm-hmm. And like that's literally one thing that sticks out about you. And you just don't hear that often. And I just love that you that's a milestone that I don't know. I feel like I don't think you're meek about it. You're very loud about it. I just feel other people are.
Yeah.
You know? And like they're searching for some type of trauma in that manner and things like that. But just going more on what you were saying, just like it is very, it's depressing. I'm gonna be honest with you. A bit of my work is I talk to. I'm in like the heat of the battle with couples and working and talking through the things, and people really really want perfectionism. Mm-hmm. When we talk about marriage, and I'm curious. One of the reasons why I want to talk to you about this topic is,
go ahead.
No. You're the guy for this because you saw behind the lines. You were able to see your parents, and we've talked about it on the show. And I'm just curious, what did you witness within them, where they like it was their marriage over everything else? Like you saw that strong unit.
Mm-hmm. I would say, bro, like above anything else outside of God, like there's always been a central thing within my family of my parents always choosing each other before any and everything, even when it came to my siblings. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, I remember my mom saying this one time to me, eventually y'all gonna get grown, your sister's gonna go off to college, you're gonna do your thing. At the end of the day, it's still gonna be me and him. It's somebody like I chose to walk my path with in life. Like I was born and my mom, she essentially like chose to have me because she could have went a different route. Mm-hmm. But that's a connection by blood. Whereas when you're getting married, that's just a choice of nothing but love and the decision to stay committed to one another. And growing up in my household, seeing my parents, even through like some tumultuous situations, just finding a way. We're gonna sit down and work this out because you my nigga, you my. So there ain't no we ain't getting divorced. So yeah. And I think part of it too, just like how they both grew up. Like my grandparents on my mom's side, they going on 55 years together.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
damn.
I think they about to be. Yeah, actually no. This September we celebrating their 55th anniversary. And then my paternal grandparents, they both passed. Like they've been going for some years now, but they was probably around 40, 50 by the time they both passed as well. So that's what they grew up around, and it's kind of like the values that has been passed down on me. That's why I'm very intentional when I get in a relationship, especially at this age. I'm not. It's one thing to be, I'm casually dating, but if I'm in a relationship at this age, I'm about to be 29 in July. I'm not trying to just be going through a cycle of learning somebody's favorite color or me. If at this point, bro, if I introduce you to my goddaughter, I'm serious about you for real,
bro. Meeting my nieces is everything to me. You didn't tell no fucking lie right there. I dead ass. The part that I want to take things further with, because it's important to key that you said that is when compared to, because I don't even want to say your situation is anomalistic. I just want to say that's normal. That should be the normalized. What I guess I want to just talk about is you make the point of when we have these divorce parties or people are just so against trusting someone again, things of that manner. It is literally the overcorrection effect. And the reason why I call it the overcorrection effect is, you know, domestic violence, verbal abuse. I'm trying to think.
Emotional abuse.
Emotional abuse. I'm trying to think. I swear there's like one other one. Okay, we'll just say those three.
Yeah.
Those are unnatural things that happen, and when those things happen and those become normalized, like the natural thing is you want to heal from that, and then that part is healthy. Like you want to get away from that, and the thing when you get back to it is, once again, you're eventually gonna have to love again, and this is when the overcorrection effect comes in. We're like, all right, I'm not looking for a narcissist. I'm not looking for a person who's not gonna do this, right? And the thing is, dating's already shit, so you already have that compounding against you, and then also you have this trauma that's on top of it. So it's kind of like you meet, excellent, outstanding gentleman like Tay, you know what I'm saying, and let's just say he's running late, right? Let's say you're running late on access, and you even text her, I'm running late, blah blah blah. You could be triggered. Well, the last person who talked to me, he's not going to be dependable. Are you applying past traumas and past hurts onto this person? Like, when you overcorrect to protect yourself, you're really divorcing yourself from the process of what Tay and his family has. Mm-hmm. Because I'm pretty sure there are things that, and you don't have to say anything. We're like, I'm speculating that there's probably times where his mom was like, fuck this nigga. Like, I'm about this motherfucker. I can't believe you put me through this shit. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. I ain't gonna disrespect moms. Dads be like, I'm Darth Vader. Like, I would. But it's kind of like you said, let's sit down and talk about this. Yeah. Where like they had to let certain things, certain aspects of ego go. And people might hate me for saying this. Even if you weren't the cause of what happened in your relationship, part of the ego of letting go is that hurt doesn't define me, because this new person, this new situation has nothing to do with it.
That's facts.
So it's just very sad to just see that.
Yeah. I think one thing, just to build off that a little bit, I think sometimes people carry trauma into new situations, and it kind of limits them from giving their full self in experiences. And some of my mom is also kind of fed into me, like within her marriage and what she thinks is the best way to carry out marriage in general. Like, when people say, like, we got to go 50-50, like in marriage, like, nah, like you got to go 100-100.
Yeah. No, it's a thousand.
And it may look different day by day, hour by hour, but like you have to completely give your full self.
And the part that I think that people struggle with, it's for periods where lady, girl, whoever's listening to this, if your man gets out of work and he needs some time, give him that time. But the thing is, if he's bumming around, cut him loose, where it's kind of, you have to give someone opportunity to grow, where that period of time you may have to, cover the rent. Like I know on the Button podcast, they all called and was like, all right, girl, can you take care of the rent for 2 months? There's a couple of shorties, he's like, boom, I got you. And the other one was like, I don't know. That lets me know that you really don't trust his get back like that, where when you both, and I'll say this, I'll be so honest with you. I've stopped saying teamwork. Are we a unit? A unit, we take care of each other. All weak parts from your parts, Mark. If you leaking, I'm leaking too. We're a unit. We passing up all the shit. So it's kind of like, when we get married, the seriousness needs to go back to it, where you gotta show up for each other. We gotta let go of the ego. There's so much ego of my marriage is supposed to look like this, and marriage doesn't always look like Prince Charming and all this Disney bullshit, rom-com shit. Like, I know sometimes some people call me rom-com Rob. What?
I ain't never heard that. That's crazy. Though.
Yeah, rom-com Rob. But at the same time, can you be in the trenches with me? Like, really in the trenches. And that's different from someone calling you a bitch or, putting you down when, and we got to be able to differentiate between the two. But
it's a conversation for another day.
Another day. This is a quick podcast, but we're going to be back next week with all the cast, minus a few, because some people, we're going to be back on Valentine's Day.
True. Any big plans?
Valentine's Day to all the women, bro. All the women. Yeah.
All the women.
All the women. Yeah. Count them chickens.
Got to.
Well, this has been Cartier Bob.
Take forward.
And we out.
Probably wonder if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.